Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Behind the scenes here, this is actually take two. I started to go down a rabbit hole. There's an article in the Daily Mail. The headline, Kevin Hart in crisis, staff goes scorched earth to expose secrets, empire crumbles, and sex scandal refuses to die. And as I just started going through it, I'm like, I don't even know what we're talking about here. I don't want to get in a lawsuit. I don't want to have an opinion. But just as I did the story, I'm like, this doesn't feel right for the show. But if the exciting headline gets your attention, I'll let you read it for yourself in the Daily Mail. Let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel, who did an interview with Vulture. That headline, Jimmy Kimmel would stop if he could. Trump wants him out. Late night is dying, and he's tired. What does the end look like? The article walks through Kimmel's career, including the early struggles of Jimmy Kimmel Live, some of the stuff that has not aged particularly well. Kimmel says he is willing to apologize for things he believes crossed a line. And the quote, I don't consider apology to be a defeat. I think it's the very basis of Catholicism. But we learn that Kimmel is past the point where he can be persuaded to apologize for something he doesn't think is wrong. Quoting Kimmel, one of the things we talked about when I first got suspended was that I can't do the show if I'm going to be micromanaged. They got into the end of the Late Show. Jimmy Kimmel said, I feel a little bit defeated by it. In a lot of ways, I feel like I'm looking at my own future. If you look at the number of views me and my colleagues get online every day and add in our linear television ratings, he says it's silly to call the format less relevant. However, says we're not just dying of natural causes, we're being poisoned. He questioned the idea of the Late Show with Stephen Colbert losing $40 million a year, pointing out that they had offered Colbert a 5-year contract, and then 2 years later were like, yeah, no, we don't need this show anymore. Jimmy Kimmel said, am I to believe that over the course of those 2 years, they suddenly started losing $40 million a year? Those are just made-up numbers. He adds, it's not like when Johnny Carson or even Jay Leno were raking in the dollars, but he's been told by ABC that Jimmy Kimmel Live is profitable. Last December, Disney extended Kimmel's contract for 1 year, more than the typical 3-year renewal. Jimmy Kimmel said everything is so tumultuous. That seemed to make sense. It's definitely not how it's gone in the past. The current contract expires May 2027. Kimmel says it's important to me to be responsible. I know I could go out in a blaze of glory and get a lot of applause for it, but it would be a very selfish thing to do. Kimmel is thinking about the end of the show. He told Vulture 6 years ago, I told him I thought I was done when Biden was president, but he wants to end on his own terms. Kimmel's producer Aaron Irwin said he's been talking about leaving for a while. She'd like to see the show continue through the 2028 election, but I don't know if Jimmy can do it for that long. He's tired. Kimmel will take a break this summer. Johnny Mac has said, I think that's a strategic mistake, and you should grab the Colbert Diaspora, but maybe Kimmel doesn't care if he's thinking about ending the show. I don't know. I would have him on this summer. His break will start after the Knicks win the NBA championship. Kimmel's break starts after the NBA Finals on June 19th. Normally, renewal conversations would be underway by now, but as of late May, they haven't begun. Kimmel said, I don't know what ABC is going to want to do. It's an unusual position to be in, but I do still have a year left on my contract, and that's what I agreed to do. Meanwhile, Jimmy Kimmel won a Peabody Award and gave a speech. Let's listen to Jimmy. I've made some edits here for language and pacing.
I'd say I felt pretty dumb a lot of times in my life, but I've never felt dumber than I do right now, being on stage with this group of people who expose the horrors of ICE, prison abuse, and protests against the Vietnam War, a teacher who took on Putin. I called our president Fatty Shack. And Blob the Builder, and Liger Woods, and the Hungry Hungry Hypocrite, our fondling father, Mar-a-Lardo, Nelson Tandela, and Nostradamus. And somehow we got a Peabody out of that. I mean, making jokes about the president in America shouldn't win you a prize. We have the right, guaranteed by the Constitution, to criticize and satirize our leaders. This is a right that many of us take for granted. It's one that I took for granted for the first 57 years of my life until September of last year when the FCC delivered a very unpleasant surprise. But then I experienced something that surprised me even more. I watched as millions of people, even some from across the aisle, objected. They spoke up, they marched, they canceled their subscriptions to Star Wars because they refused to allow our freedoms to be bulldozed like the East Wing of the White House. They sent a message, you sent a message, that we do care, and that we will stand up and that we will not stand by when comedy and journalism and dissent are censored and regulated and criminalized.
Joe Rogan was talking with Harland Williams about the roast of Kevin Hart. Joe Rogan thinks some comedians, I don't know, I'll let him explain it. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Chelsea Handler here, but you tell me. I've made edits for both language and pacing.
I have to defend Tony to everybody.
Yeah, Tony, yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yes, yeah.
It's just like in that world, you have to understand the roast world. Like that is not the real world, kids. That is, you're going for blood. You know? Like if you're in a cage fight and you elbow someone in the face, it's not because you're a bad person.
You have
to. That's
your job.
That's the game we're playing.
Yeah.
These are the rules that we're under. And so when you see people complain about it, I'll say, I understand the general public that's not aware of what roasts are, because the reality of roasts are, especially for like if you're a 22-year-old kid, the last time there were roasts on television before the Tom Brady roast was literally 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the Charlie Sheen roast, the Donald Trump roast, the Comedy Central roast? They used to have them all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
They were a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's a long time in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Right? So those things don't exist to kids. To kids, comedy is joking about stuff. Comedy is Chris Rock. Comedy is Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Comedy is Louis C.K. That's what they think of comedy is. They don't even understand the jokes. Like that this is roast jokes are mean. They've always been mean.
They can be cruel too.
Personal, ruthless. Go back and watch all those old Comedy Central roasts. They were brutal.
Yeah.
They were brutal. Patrice would just eviscerate the entire stadium. Those things, the thing is, like, if you're a person and you're not accustomed to roast and you don't get why those jokes are so mean, I get it. But comedians that are getting upset about these roast jokes, you know what this is. You know exactly what this is. You're a traitor. You're just using this moment to try to boost yourself up, to try to like knock down what's happening in these. You could disagree with the content. You could say, I think they went too far with this. I don't think. But this pretending that these people are actual racists and Nazis just because they're telling these jokes that are in a roast.
I'm going to be careful with this next one because I don't want to visit from anybody wearing sunglasses. George Lopez made a joke about a very, very famous person. Like, picture like a really famous person that's in the news all the time. And George Lopez made a joke about that person. A few minutes after the joke, he received a phone call telling him expect a visit from guys in sunglasses. You know who I'm talking about, those guys. Here's George Lopez talking to Shaquille O'Neal. I've made some edits because I don't need to be visited by anybody.
I was with Cedric and his daughter at the chateau for her birthday, drinking some champagne. I leave, I get in the car. I turned my phone on. Instagram, it said, this was probably like maybe 4.5 years ago. Allegedly, Iran had offered an $80 million bounty, and I put in there, we'll do it for half. And I wasn't even home yet. I wasn't even home. And my publicist called. Whenever my publicist calls,
it's
you're
serious.
just like, oh. I said, hello, where are you? I said, up in the car. But where were you? Where have you been? And I told her, man, and she said, it's big, like, it's big. And Fox had these people that, you know, he should be arrested, put in prison.
Yeah.
So
the
and then one day I had it on Fox occasionally, you see. And then one day I get up in the morning and I walk by and I stop, it gets my attention and said, George Lopez should expect a visit early next week. And 5 minutes after that, my phone rang and it said, hey, George Lopez, you should expect a visit early next. The same thing that was on the thing they told me. And they came over. So I had my attorney with me and they come in the house.
Ronny Chieng was at Harvard class day and Unleashed on AI. He said, can I say F-A-I? F-A-I, F-A-I. He didn't say F, he said the full word there. Chieng said, it's stupid. It's so stupid. If you tried using it, it's always wrong. AI says that Harvard has a $56.9 billion endowment and that the Harvard Graduate Students Union is on strike to try and get a livable wage increase to $25 an hour. There's no way that's true. I mean, that's ridiculous. How bad are these AI hallucinations getting? The mission of your generation is to destroy AI. Kill it. Ronny Chieng explains, the creating is the fun part. The best part in comedy writing is figuring out the puzzle pieces of a joke and getting the self-regard from having accomplished a different thing. Why would I want AI to take it away from me? On Matt and Shane's secret podcast, the guys discussed communism. Here's a clip. I've made an edit for language.
Watched a little documentary on Mao Zedong.
What's he up to?
He's dead, but
He killed a lot of people on the way out.
A lot.
It's important to study communism
Yeah.
because all the youngsters these days, they think it's far out and fly.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's not. Usually results in about 50 million people dying.
Doesn't work.
Typically.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean,
Yeah.
that's again, I've been big in the YouTube debate sphere watching that, and that's a big one. Like, how are you even comfortable calling yourself a communist if that many people died? And it's like, well, it's because it sounds nice. It's like, no, we share, and it's like,
yeah,
well,
but it starts with the seizure of private property.
exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is funny where it's like built on. It's like it's not really sharing.
It's built on the government taking everyone's property.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the government's terrible.
Yeah,
I don't trust them with anything.
it'd be horrible.
Why do people want to give them more power?
New England Patriots fans not happy with Matt Rife. Why? Quarterback Drake May held a celebrity softball game on Sunday night. Some of the participants, comedian Matt Rife, Patriots running back Ramondre Stevenson. On one play during the game, Matt Rife got a bad throw to first base after what looked like a routine groundout. So Rife went to second base. He got caught up on a rundown. Rife wound up aggressively sliding into second base and took out the legs of the Patriots running back. Can you imagine if you lost your running back because Matt Rife slid into second base? Luckily, Stevenson appeared to be okay after the play. John Mulaney has shared the new entry in his book club. He wrote on social media, this on Threads, if I recall correctly. Hello from a Wawa, somewhere outside Washington, D.C. Mulaney reads this month is all about The Left and the Lucky by Willie Vlautin. Mulaney says, I read this in a day, just in love with the characters, very funny people in some cases, very tragic, very human. It reminded me a lot of one of my favorite movies, Joe, by David Gordon Green. I'm really a sucker for any story of an older person taking a lost kid under their wing. This one is electric. Buy it at your favorite bookstore. Meanwhile, Notaro has joined the cast of Beach Read. Character details are under wraps, but in Beach Read, idealistic romance novelist January Andrews and cynical literary fiction writer Augustus Gus Everett, played by Patrick Schwarzenegger, have at least one thing in common, a serious case of writer's block when they unexpectedly find themselves living next door to each other in a small Lake Michigan beach town for the summer. They strike an unlikely bet to swap genres, and the lines between fiction and romance begin to blur. Exciting, huh? All right, I don't feel like playing the Gossip Corner song today, but we are on Gossip Corner. This was on Threads. There is an account called Assistants versus Agents. Their description, the next generation of entertainment. We can contact Team Warner Bailey at UnitedTalent.com, and we are told there are jobs, news, and interviews every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, on Monday, they posted, ever wonder what some of the biggest comedians request on their writers? And I was like, I do. So, I don't know, is this 100% accurate or is this totally made up? We are on Gossip Corner here. You use this information at your discretion. But according to this post on Threads.com, Bill Burr's writer asked for 2 Kind bars, 2 Cliff bars, 2 Quest chocolate brownie protein bars, 2 Quest chocolate chip protein cookies, 2 Deer Pack water cases, 6 bottles of unsweetened iced tea. Can be Pure Leaf or Golden Peak. Dave Chappelle's writer apparently includes American Spirit cigarettes, 2 blue, 2 black. Kevin Hart, he's never in the news. Apparently Kevin Hart needs, parentheses 36, parentheses 12 bottles of spring water, and then it says keep 12 bottles at room temperature. So I'm guessing 36 total, but 12 of them room temperature and the other 24 presumably cold. The alleged Kevin Hart writer also asked for Simply Brand Fruit Punch, half a gallon, Simply Brand Lemonade, half a gallon, Simply Brand Watermelon, half a gallon, a Keurig coffee machine, some assorted K-Cups, 2 boxes of Liquid IV, any flavor, but no strawberry, so that's not any flavor, it's any flavor but strawberry, a Canada Dry Ginger Ale, XL Dude Wipes. So Kevin Hart was very thirsty, and now he needs some Dude Wipes. Are you familiar with Dude Wipes? If you go to dudewipes.com, they will tell you, we make flushable wipes, billions of them, assembled right here in the USA. Their tagline, billions of butts wiped. That's on Kevin Hart's writer. What else does he want? Path water, Essentia or Icelandic water, 12 bottles of those. 4 Diet Dr. Pepper, 12 ounce or 16 ounce. It's not like Kevin Hart's picky. C4 Smart Energy drinks assorted. And he's also down with the unsweetened iced tea, Pure Leaf or Golden Peak. Gabriel Iglesias, his writer, asked for cold brew coffee, Stumptown preferred. Joe Coy, he once hosted the Golden Globes and made a horrible, mean joke about Taylor Swift. We don't have time for that. Joe Coy's asking for 6 20-ounce hydration water bottles. Essentia could be a substitute. Ali Sadiq would like 2 Celsius energy drinks, orange please, and 6 bottles of Mountain Valley spring waters, not sparkling. Hannibal Buress would like Kind Bars, 2 of those. And our last writer is from Tom Segura, who, according to Assistants versus Agents, would like 4 Liquid Death Rest in Peach cans, 4 Stumptown Cold Brew coffees, glass or nitro can is fine, 6 Sierra Nevada Pale Ales, 6 bottles of Harmless Harvest coconut water, 4 Fever Tree on Cater's Cans Blue Label, I don't even know what that is, 2 RX bars, dealer's choice, 10 Go Marco Macro bars, berry or lemon flavor preferred, and we were told you can get those at Whole Foods, or 6 sparkling waters, Topo Chico Lime or grapefruit, please. Can you imagine? Rob Anderson has his debut special. It's out on YouTube today. It's called Are You Afraid of the 90s? We are told that Rob Anderson is known online as the king of nostalgia and has built up a cult following through his celebrating and roasting of the most chaotic retro pop culture moments taped during a sold-out show in Vancouver. The special revisits the movies, television, and pop culture moments that shaped a generation. And Bill Cosby in the news. An L.A. County Superior Court judge has denied Bill Cosby's request for a new trial after a jury recently found Bill Cosby was liable for $19 million in damages for a civil sex assault case. Judge Bradley S. Phillips ruled on Friday that Bill Cosby did not prove there was any irregularity in the court proceedings that would have prevented Bill Cosby from getting a fair trial, and the damages awarded to his accuser were not excessive. In March, a woman was awarded $19.25 million in damages after she sued Bill Cosby in 2023, alleging that Cosby had drugged and sexually assaulted her in 1972 after escorting her to one of his shows. Someday on this program, after the death of Bill Cosby, I'm going to tell you a story. All this month, it's June, we're asking you, who's we, John? Who's we? I don't know, me? I am asking you to share the show. That's what we're doing this June. So if you like the show, you're going to go, hey, buddy, there's this podcaster. I kind of like him. He's weird, but you'll dig it. It's called Daily Comedy News. And I don't know what you do then. I don't know, you grab the guy's phone and you download the show or you send him a picture. I don't know what you do. You figure that part out. Who is my dog barking at? Did Amazon come? I bet Amazon come. Can you hear the dog on the microphone? You might not be able to, but boy, I can hear the dog. Dog, I'm trying to tell the people to share the show. And now they're all distracted because there's a dog barking, and I'm distracted. All right, just share the show. That's what we're doing. Don't forget to follow the show on Spotify. I've actually turned on the comments now, so instead of me telling you, hey, why don't you comment? And then you're like, hey, idiot, the comments are off. You can actually comment now. Thank you, Justin, for pointing that out at 3:42 a.m. in the morning. And I think that's it. Oh, Knicks tonight. Go Knicks, go. The New York Knicks are in the finals. If you're looking for me at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be in the comfy chair. Go Knicks. See you tomorrow.